Hello, my ghouls and kittens out there. It is time for another 3C Live. How are my beautiful peeps doing out there here today? I hope everybody is having a fantastic week, a nice little ending, a nice Friday night here. Sorry, there hasn't been a 3C live stream in about 2 weeks. I was doing all last week at Halloween Horror Nights and had a lot of fun. And now that I finished the Saw review series, I got to get to filming that vlog. So that'll be coming soon on the channel. But we got topics to discuss here today, guys. We got things to get into. We got so much stuff. Let me get my list off here to the side. We're gonna be I'll be telling you my reaction to the Toxic Avenger reboot trailer. Well, I just finished watching the first 3 episodes of Gen V, the Boys spin-off TV series. I'll give you my review and thoughts on that. We have a new look at Godzilla X Kong. Woo! And also maybe some more stuff coming in the near way. A Halloween reboot update, man. I can't believe how much updates we're getting on Michael Myers with the possibility of him returning. But we got an update on that situation. Marvel looking for X-Men writers and Sonic 3 set photos. Oh, it's going to be such a wonderful time. We're going to have so many things. Have you seen the Saw X Rotten Tomatoes score? Let's start off there, my friend. Yeah, I saw it and I'm blown away, man. I can't believe this franchise is kicking like it is right now. So Saw X, baby, right now. Looking at the Rotten Tomato score, 86%. And this is like high for the franchise, okay? If you the second highest score, so right now, 86%. This is currently the highest score of the Saw franchise. After that, it is 50% with Saw 1 or 2, I believe. I'm like, dang, I can't believe it. Let me see if my review's up here now, because I know I just posted it. Come on now, don't you befuddle me. I gotta be in here. Let me do all audience. Let me see. Let me see. Oh, it's just all critics. Let's see. So, am I in here yet? Am I in here yet? Okay, I guess Rotten Tomatoes has not approved my review yet, but it'll be here on the page soon enough, cats and kittens. But that's wild, man. And that is something I kind of wanted to discuss. So let's just go ahead and talk about that while I'm here. Why is it that this is the first Saw movie that is getting like great reviews? It's not just because the movie is genuinely good. If you haven't seen it yet, posted a review. Okay, Five Nights at Freddy's popping up advertisement. It'll be your time to shine, Freddy Fazbear. Give me a second. Jeez. But Saw X, I think there's been a cultural reset, okay? If you go back to 2004 to like, I don't know, 2007, 8, when the Saw movies were coming out back to back every October, there was just this ongoing idea that Saw was torture corn, okay? Change the C with a P, you know what I mean. Algorithm on YouTube be not nice, but and that was the idea of the franchise. It's like, man, people who like the Saw franchise are sickos, are weirdos. They just like to see limbs and body parts flying everywhere. So even if the story was good, like in Saw 1, 2, 3, 6, they would still get terrible reviews because people hated seeing excessive gore for the sake of gore. They just thought bad movie either way. Saw X is still very gory. It is very bloody. I'm not going to say any spoilers for the movie or none of that. Still keeping this spoiler free. But the traps are as gory as they've ever been. And the critics are okay with it. I think those old farts from 2005, 2007, those critics that were like, blood is not good in my movie, they're dead. They're graves. I'm dancing on them. I'm like, torture corn this, my friend. And now it's the new age people who grew up with the Saw movies excited. It's like, we got another banger. So you also look at like Terrifier 2, which was like the next like goriest movie we've had in theaters. Let me see if it just pops up. And what's that Rotten Tomatoes? 85%. This was a gory, nasty filled movie. And I'm like, people are okay with it. People are fine. They're like, yeah, this is some good stuff right here. So I just think we're in an age now where super gory movies or films like the Saw movies that were looked as like disgusting bottom of the barrel horror movies can now succeed in this current time because we have critics that are like, yeah, it's gory, but if the story's good, oh, I'm going to roll along with it. And man, is the story good. If you still haven't seen my review, just to sum it up for you, I really enjoyed it. I was so happy, man. I was coming at a time where I was sick of Saw movies. I was like, they're not good. They're not hitting. They don't make me feel anything. This movie, big smile on my face the entire watch. And especially after having just rewatched it for the reviews I did on the channel, man, I was like, oh, dude, that little Easter egg, that right there. And the way they make you feel for Tobin Bell, John Kramer in this movie. There was another movie that tried making the monster of the film kind of like the hero, and it failed miserably. Don't Breathe 2. I don't know if you guys have seen Don't Breathe 2. Yeah, 44%. I kind of agree with that. The first Don't Breathe, awesome horror movie. Check it out if you haven't already. But the second movie, it tried flipping things around and making the villain of the first movie the hero in the second movie. He's the one trying to save a little girl who's been kidnapped by a bunch of dealers. And it just doesn't work the same way. And there's a big distinction, I think, because this guy was he was doing some nasty stuff, some unforgivable things in the first movie, not comparable to John Kramer chopping off body parts with his trap. So it just didn't work trying to make this bad guy the hero of the movie. It worked so much better in Saw X because, like, it's crazy. You look at John Kramer, who I love you, John. How old is the actor? I want to find out real quick. How old is let's look it up real quick. Tobin Bell. I wanna find out how old this man is. 81. Are you kidding me? He's 81 years old. Holy moly. And I mean this with all respect and love, but I know his character is that he's a dying cancer patient. The man looked like it the entire movie, that we were going scene to scene with John Kramer, and I'm like, he could honestly miss a step on the stairs and it's it. The John Kramer legacy is over with one misstep and hit to the ground. He was looking fragile. He was looking tired. I have so much respect knowing this guy was 81 doing the things he was doing in Saw, especially, like, I don't want to spoil anything, but he gets involved in this movie, and it's just kind of cool. So, man, that's awesome that they have him. Who knows what the future is? I'll talk about it more when I do my spoiler review tomorrow. I'll film that, and then I'll give you my theories and thoughts on where the franchise could go, what could be happening next, because they said it. They have ideas for more if this movie performs well. And yeah, it's probably going to perform well. I mean, this Rotten Tomatoes score, and this movie was only made on a budget of $13 million. So it needs to make what, like 30 million? And they're like, boom, bada bing, green light the sequel, baby. But we'll see how it goes, my friends. We'll see. I definitely wanted to talk about that. So thank you for bringing that up here. Let's see what else we got going on before we dive into some of these topics. Let's see. 2 days until October. Yes, the spook your mama. Have you spooked her yet? Come around the corner, go blah. Gotcha, Deborah. One of your mothers out there is named Deborah. I know it. I know my audience. There's a Deborah mommy out there. Let's see what else we got going on. Hi, 3C. I am a small up and coming, and I love your videos. Can I get a shout out? Yeah, Expired Ranch Cosplay Stories. Those sounds like a gangbuster channel, man. I don't see why more people aren't subscribed to that yet. There's your shout out, my friend. All right, let's see what else we got going on. Hoffinator. All right, looks like a lot of y'all are spamming Sonic 3. Looking like you want to talk Sonic 3 and Season 3. What are we talking about here? Chucky Season 3. We could talk about that in a sec. All right, talking about the Sonic update. So let me pull that up here for you guys. We've gotten some updates on Sonic Movie 3 because they have begun filming. Now, even though the writer's strike is still currently going on, I mean, not writer strike, the actor strike, which, we got to talk about that in a second because I thought that was insane that they're doing that. But one thing at a time, Chris. So many topics we could discuss. Sonic Movie updates. There we go. This is a good account that has all the stuff summarized right now. Let me follow it on my other account. But anyways, even though the writer strike is over, the actor strike is still going on. So no physical actors can currently be on a set and film these movies, right? So what are they doing? They're just filming with a little let me see here if I can find the photo. Sonic movie set photos. They're just filming right now with the props. You guys have seen these set photos. We've talked about them before. They're literally just filming the movie with the actual props, getting the environments down so that they can CG them in later. And honestly, by the third movie in the Sonic franchise, you know they're going to do like 20% human stuff, 80% CGI animated things. And that's kind of what we want to see either way. So they're right now filming with Invisible Sonic, Invisible Knuckles, Invisible Tails, Invisible Shadow somewhere out there, right? And a couple of set photos have emerged of the set. Let me see if I can pull them up here. So Right now, they are currently filming in Cannery Wharf. It's somewhere in the UK. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. But what we got in Canary Wharf, which is in the UK, is some gun armored trucks. We know the gun corporation, Sonic 2. They're kind of in charge of all this hoofla going on with these interdimensional beings, or I should say aliens. But the interesting thing is they're turning the streets of UK into Japan. Hoi. I don't know if that was a Japanese sound or not, but here we have some Japanese writing on this police car, and it's like, all right, Sonic is pretty well known in Japan. He's got a lot of Asian influence in his games. There's a couple of Asian inspired levels in there. So turning the streets of UK into Japan, that means we're going to be seeing Sonic travel to Japan at one point, or a level in the game, which I'll get to in a sec. But getting to that for a minute, I'm actually kind of surprised we're still staying on Earth. I really thought by this third Sonic movie, we'll be traveling to different planets. I thought we would go to Mobius, Sonic's home world. We would see other places, not just like the Mushroom Planet where Robotnik got stuck in after the first movie. I really thought we were just going to like portal us into different areas and we would start exploring the Sonic universe out there. To see that we're still maybe going to stay on Earth and just go different countries, all right, that's fine. Japan is different, and Japan is a colorful, beautiful place. At least from the photos I've seen, I think that would be awesome for Sonic to go in. But I was seeing reports here from Scooper Daniel RPK, where he mentioned these Japan streets are actually being turned into Westopolis. Now, that name might not sound familiar to you guys, but let me pull it up here. Westopolis is actually the name of the very first level in the solo Sonic the Hedgehog game. And it's like, oh, connections. We're seeing them here, baby. Let me see if I can pull up actual images of Westopolis. But that is what we're actually going to be seeing the city turn into. So it's not going to be called Japan, some random city in Japan, Tokyo, or anything like that. It's going to be Westopolis, this first level that you play in Shadow the Hedgehog. And that makes sense. Shadow was teased at the end of Sonic 2. We're going to find out about his backstory and everything. Now, the interesting thing about Westopolis in the game is it's a ruined city. It's got a lot of like chaos going on. There's these aliens coming in. I think it's like the Black Armed Forces or something like that's what they're called, and they're taking over in the game. It's like where you start choosing: are you going to help the city? Are you going to work against the city? If you play the Shadow the Hedgehog game, that's kind of like what you can do in there. So that's cool that they're throwing that in there, and I guess maybe Sonic is following Shadow to this place, and it's like, well, this guy, he's trouble. I got to stop him. I really don't know what the plot is, because although we can maybe imply some things using the games, could just be an Easter egg. They're like, oh, first level of the Shadow video game. Let's just throw it in there, and then they'll do something different. But that's kind of cool to know. So that's what we have. I'm just surprised we haven't seen any of like the dummies out there, because I would really like to see, the Shadow the Hedgehog prop out there in the open, get an idea of maybe what that'll end up looking like. Let me see if we got some other photos. See some others, but it's just scenery. It's like we're not going to be able to see anything. There's no props or even any other bigger things. It's just kind of like a scope of the area, and with CGI they can make it look completely different. Here they are compiling all the police cars we've gotten in the past, from Green Hills to the San Francisco cars to now the Japanese police officer cars. So that's kind of cool. That's just an update to have right now. I not until the actor strike is over are we going to find out. Oh, here's someone that actually, but not until the actor strike is over are they going to announce the voice of Shadow. I think that's what a lot of people are currently waiting on, is who's going to voice Shadow. I think the most common answers I always hear over and over are like Keanu Reeves. Honestly, just Keanu Reeves. I've heard some people say Nicolas Cage. They want kind of like a menacing voice in there. I have no idea who it's going to be. I'm sure as soon as they announce it, we're all going to be like, oh, didn't expect him, but that makes sense. That's actually going to be a great voice. So yeah, Sonic the Hedgehog 3, they're filming it, man. I also wonder if because of the actor's strike, and they're like, look, we got to finish this movie. We can't just be waiting around. The actor strike could take another couple of months. What if they just write out all the human characters and then force themselves to go strictly CGI? And you would think that would make a lot of people jump up and down and go, finally, only CGI characters in my movie. That's what we wanted. But I've grown to like Donut Lord James Marsden. I kind of want to see him part of the adventure. And in Sonic the Hedgehog 2, I was like, damn, they don't really have Donut Lord in this much. He's just kind of off to the side. This would be like the first movie where I start off complaining less human characters, and now we get to the third film, and I'm like, maybe a little more human characters. Come on. But that's just me right there. That's still fun to know, but that's the Sonic update we have currently going on right now. We'll have to wait and see if any other photos leak and we get a hints of Shadow or all the other props out there. Let's see what else we got going on with you guys. Man, y'all are just making this chat awesome. Thank you. I'm just scrolling through it. Oh, now y'all spamming FNAF. Y'all want to talk FNAF. Well, I gotta save that last, man. I gotta keep y'all entertained here for a second. I know that's what you're really here for. Let's see what else we got going on. Let me see if I can. Oh, actually, I saw that thing. So let me just quickly dive into that nonsense. So, I don't know if you guys saw. So this, and is this the official discussing film account? Okay, good. Because sometimes you get fooled by the fake account, man. They get fooled. But Deadline reported that a film about the Ocean Gate Titan submarine is gonna be getting a movie. We saw this coming. Now, again, if you happen to be living under a rock or you were in a coma or you just aren't glued to the internet like some of us out there, you might not have heard of this situation. To summarize it for you, there was this company called Ocean Gate that sold you a trip to the Titanic at the bottom of the ocean where you could witness it from like a hole this big. Not even kidding. That's me after Taco Bell, guys. That's what they paid for to look through that hole, and they're like, "Oh my god, that's where Leo died. I still see him. Never let him go, Jock." And this has been an interesting company because looking at all the behind the scenes stuff, the guy who was running it was like breaking all the rules of a submarine, and he was like proud about it. He was like, "Yeah, they said I shouldn't do this to a submarine, but it's actually more efficient if I do it my way." And it was like, it was an accident waiting to happen, and of course it did. There was like about, I think, 5 or 6 people who went on, all very rich. I think like the ticket was like 500, $200,000 a person, something like that. And unfortunately, as it was going down, there was an accident and the thing imploded. And like, I was just glued to it as much as other people because that's just a horrifying idea to be in this like tight contained space going to the very bottom of the ocean. And the way they describe it with this implosion, the way it happened, um it was so instant their brains couldn't even process the fact they died. So it was literally them just like blinking, and next thing you know, they got Jesus in front of them, and it's like, this is a really expensive ticket if I get to meet you, my friend. So now they're like, okay, we're going to make a movie about this. And there's a dilemma going on. I mean, look at this first comment here saying it was a tragedy. I hope tribute is paid to the victims and their memory remembered. It will be interesting to see this film. And that's what the dilemma is being brought up. It's like, is this in bad taste? Is this wrong? A lot of people died. But like, if you were on the internet when this Ocean Gate thing was happening, the internet was memeing, was going crazy about this and making fun of the people because they were the rich snobs that could afford to do this kind of thing. So they didn't think of them as real people. I honestly don't know what to do. I mean, we've had other tragedies that they've made movies about. There's tons of 9/11 movies out there. There's other events. This could maybe be something interesting. I just think, I don't know if you can make a full hour, 30-minute movie out of it. You know, then you dive into the backstories of the people in there when it's just like focusing in on that one. And you know, people are just going to buy a ticket to see how they handle the implosion scene. That's what people are going to be going in to see. It's like, all right, let's see them Hollywood effects and with the how that's going to look. So we'll see how it goes. I'm neutral on it. They could happen, it could not. There's going to be more tragedies in the future, unfortunately, and they'll continue to make Hollywood pictures about them. But I just thought when I saw that, I was like, oh, it's worth talking about there. All right. I saw some of y'all spamming Toxic Avenger. So let me just talk about that right there, because that's a little thing I wanted to discuss here with you today. So you guys know I've been talking about this movie called The Toxic Avenger. And they recently finally released a teaser trailer for it. Some people have actually already gotten to see the movie in Fantastic Fest, and it's gotten decent reviews, mainly from people who are okay with gore and kind of cheesy films, but kind of showing you what the original film just looked like a little bit, because it's made by Troma, and Troma Entertainment is just known for making trashy, low budget movies. But I remember there's like, I don't know how many, there's like 5 or 4 of these Toxic Avenger movies. And I remember watching them as a kid, and I was actually okay with them. Hopefully, no nudity pops up. You guys know if there's nudity in this? I'm actually kind of scared to scroll now. Never mind, because they get raunchy and weird. But anyways, it deals with this nerd who gets picked on. Eventually, he gets thrown out a window in this little ballet suit, is get hits with toxic sludge, and then he transforms into the Toxic Avenger. And it's just kind of like a comedy. I wouldn't say he's like Deadpool, but he's got Deadpool like qualities in that he just likes to be funny. He, takes down criminals in a very horrific, bloody way, and it's just trashy fun. They made 5 of these. They're not meant to be masterpieces. They're really just meant to be like junk food fun. And they decided, well, let's remake this thing, baby. Let's see what happens. Let's see what goes on in it. And Peter Dinklage will be the new Toxic Avenger. So they got that trailer coming out. Let me see if I can hit play on it. Maybe we go. You don't think they better not copy strike me. I feel like this is such a low budget movie that they wouldn't. Okay, let's just watch this. Well, I don't even know because the trailer wasn't even that great, honestly.
There are still no leads as to the identity of the
freaky. I'm gonna go through it like this just in case they do copy strike me, and that would not make this stream worth it. But it starts off super trashy. It feels like a trauma production, like they just brought out their little camcorders onto the street and started filming. So look at that green screen work there. But then we get to the moments where they start showing more, and they're having like these called the nasty lads that end up taking over this like restaurant. And that's a typical Toxic Avenger situation right there. Is it lives in this heightened reality where there's bad guys out there who go, I'm gonna get the money, say. That's how they pretty much act. So here we have them taking over a lunch restaurant, and they're holding hostages, but then Peter Dinklage.
Who the fuck are you?
I thought it was interesting that they added Peter Dinklage into the movie because the Toxic Avenger in the original was not a little person. So I wonder what that's going to look like with him fighting other people. But creative choice, I don't mind. Here we go. Hopefully YouTube did not take this down. Oh, jeez. So it's going to be bloody. It's going to be gory. It's going to be nasty. It looks like it's going to be trashy fun. This trailer hooked me in. I'm not expecting much from it. I'm just expecting to kind of have fun with it. So yeah, Toxic Avenger, add it to your list when it comes out. Expect a review for me. I might go back and watch the original 4 and just do one big video telling you how dumb and fun they are, just to give you an idea of what they are. But you can watch them on your own, but I don't recommend it. They're just pretty dumb movies. But yeah, Toxic Avenger, I'm actually excited for that. And it's nice that they released a teaser. I approve of it. Looks like the trashy fun I was expecting. All right. I'm just telling you right now, for you FNAF spammers, I'm saving that for last, boy. I'm saving that for last because I know as soon as that FNAF news is put, I'm losing 300 people in this room. And I need you to be here. I need the attention, okay? That's what my life is all based off. Okay. Let's see what else we got going on here. What else did I have on the agenda? Let's talk Michael Myers and Halloween because we do got a small update on that situation. Let's pull that article up here. So you guys know, lately there's been all this talk that Halloween is getting a reboot. The rights owner of it, Malika Cod, is willing to go to different studios right now and is like, yo, who wants to make the next Michael Myers film, right? That's what we've been hearing. Bloody Disgusting here reported it. And the little updates that we've gotten since then is that they're kind of more interested in a TV show right now. That's what they're wanting to do. And the current bidder is A24 and Miramax. And A24 is the one doing the Friday the 13th series. They have it listed right here. Camp Crystal Lake, still hoping for an update now that the writer's strike is over. I'd love to hear if they're getting finished on that or what's going on there. But that's the last we heard, right? Is that A24 could actually be the ones making a Halloween TV series. What could that look like? Oh, well, we got a curveball thrown in, my friends, because let me see if I can pull it up here. Jason Blum was recently doing an interview with David Gordon Green because they have the upcoming Exorcist Believer movie. And they were, of course, asked about the Halloween reboot because it's all the news right now and people are talking about it. And comicbook.com has the exclusive. And Blumhouse might be interested in getting them rights back. I'm not kidding right here. Let's get here. So they were asked about it. And Jason Blum responds with it about the last movie. It was called The End. Blum shared with a laugh. That's the end. Yeah. Where do you go after that? Gordon Green responded. But then he continues on. I don't know, Blum replied. Stop twitching on me, screen. Jeez. Okay, I don't know. Blum replied more seriously. I don't know. I've been thinking about Halloween a lot lately. I'm not sure. I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure. I was very sure it was our last Halloween, and now I've been thinking about Halloween. Halloween is coming up, the actual holiday, and I don't know. It's anybody's guess. So Blumhouse baby could actually be back on the table for good old Michael Myers, and I'm surprised they didn't already like lock in a deal for my boy, because Blumhouse made so much money from those last three movies. I know not everybody loved them, and we have issues with the last movie. Uh, but I was like, they still were the Halloween movies that made the most insane amount of money out of the entire franchise. It's like, why wouldn't they? But then again, Blumhouse proved this guy's a moneymaker. I'm going to go show it off to other studios. Blumhouse, you want it back? You got to bid along with them. And that's kind of a dirty, but that's also just a Hollywood move, baby. That's Hollywood right there. So Blumhouse could actually end up getting these rights back if they decide to place a bid in. I still don't think they will. Jason Blum seems kind of like off the edge, and I think he's just maybe thinking about it, almost like when you break up with your girlfriend and she goes off with another guy. It's like at the time you broke up with her, you were like, I don't want her, but then you see her in the arms of A24, and you're like, oh, that girl, how could you do this? Maybe Andrew Tate was right. And then you want her back, right? So that could be happening here with Jason Blum. He sees A24 wants it. All these other studios are interested. He's maybe getting a little lonely and going, all right, but maybe I could bet on Michael Myers, show him the ropes again. I still don't think it's going to happen. I think they did what they wanted with it, and they're going to move on to Exorcist and maybe getting other people. I know there was rumors a couple of months back that Blumhouse is really trying to get the rights to Nightmare on Elm Street, since that's another property that's currently being shopped around Hollywood. Part of me would want to see, Blumhouse get Nightmare on Elm Street, and then the other part of me doesn't want it, but I just would be happy with any new Nightmare on Elm Street movie at this point, because, man, I have not seen Freddy Krueger in forever. So that's honestly a big possibility. Michael Myers returning. They would obviously have to start a new timeline, because spoilers, they shredded up your boy. And unless they pull a Halloween H2O resurrection where the next movie he was like, haha, that was actually your old neighbor, Jamie Lee Curtis. You shredded him and I walked away. I doubt they do that. They'd have to start a whole new storyline, or maybe they'd continue it. There was people who really theorized that Allison by the end of the movie is pregnant and the next little evil baby is in there, and they can kind of tell their own Michael Myers story. That's something they can maybe do. I doubt it though. I just thought it was interesting that Jason Blum was like, you know what? I've been thinking about it. I might want Halloween back, but I don't think they're going to get it. It's probably going to go to A24 or some other studio out there. We'll see what ends up happening there, my friends. We'll see what ends up happening there. Red lights. I see someone spamming in the chat. Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for that. All right. Let's see what else we got going on. Looking into the chat. Man, y'all are going so quickly. Chris, any Marvel updates? Marvel updates. Marvel updates. Marvel updates. All right, we got one Marvel update here. I won't spend too much time on, but I thought it was kind of interesting. We got the news that now that the writer's strike is over, the writers are going to get to writing, right? And one of those is for the X-Men. And I was like, finally, boy, we've been wanting to see the X-Men. Says here, Marvel will now start meeting with writers to hear pitches for X-Men movies. I'm so curious what they're going to do with this. Now, a little bit of like context to what could be happening. Although Marvel is going to currently meet with them, get an idea of what they want to do, we're not seeing this X-Men movie until Secret Wars comes out. I honestly fully believe that. I think what they're going to do here is Marvel is going to take after what happens in the comics with Secret Wars, where they take all these different universes from different worlds, and then they kind of soft reboot the timeline into one universe that has the best parts of each world. So Secret Wars is going to have Hugh Jackman, a Wolverine, and the X-Men from the Fox universe. Maybe we'll see a couple of Spider-Man from different universes, Fantastic Four. That's a rumor, remember, that the Fantastic Four movie might be set in a different universe outside of the MCU. If that's true, then when a Secret Wars happens, by the time they soft reboot it, they would make Fantastic Four part of the main continuity. And that's what I think they're going to do with X-Men, is they're going to show us a world where mutants have always existed, Secret Wars will happen. They'll soft reboot it, and the new MCU will be in a world where the X-Men have always been. So it's so interesting to hear that they're currently hearing pitches. Again, that's just my fan theory. I don't know that for a fact, but it makes sense in my brain with the comic logic, right? I'm just curious what they would do. I would love a classic X-Men lineup, with Wolverine, Cyclops, Storm, Rogue. There's so many cool possibilities that they could do, but I just don't wonder. I wonder if they would even pull it off, right? Or would they go with like the X-Men Origins route, which I would hate, where they try giving solo movies to different mutants? That feels more like a Disney Plus thing. If anything, that feels like a perfect Disney Plus thing to do. Imagine they come out with X-Men, right, as the movie, and you show us this house filled with awesome mutants like Iceman, Bobby, and Wolverine and Gambit and Cyclops, all that. And then on Disney Plus, you have an anthology X-Men series where every episode dives into the origin of each X-Men as kind of like a fill-in for how they ended up in the house with Xavier, how they found their powers, a little story with them. That would be an amazing show. And then, like, for really important characters that are going to be vital to the plot, you show their origin in the movie and make that a central figure. But like someone like, I don't know, what's that, Jubilee? I don't know if Jubilee would ever get her origin told during an X-Men movie. So do the Jubilee episode on Disney Plus. I'm giving you free ideas, Fagoli. Let me smell your hat, man. I could give you more. So that's what we got going on. But then again, this is happening everywhere in Hollywood. Okay. We got an article just the other day by Variety that, the Minecraft movie, they're like, we're ready. Let's film it. Actor strike needs to end. Matt Reeves, you need to finish up the Batman scripts because we need that. So every writer right now is getting busy now that the Hollywood strike is over. And X-Men is just going to be one of those. So even though it's happening, it's still going to take a very, very long time. So yeah, that's just kind of the update there. What else we got left before we get to FNAF? Let me see. I think it's just Gen V and Godzilla vs. Kong. So let's roll through, like he says, Godzilla. Let's do that, my friend. Let's do that. So we got our first look at a Godzilla X Kong. Well, I don't know if you want to say first look. It's probably like reused renders, but it's got the Godzilla. There we go. Look at this beauty right here. Now, the way this was found out, it's not at your local Target. I know you see the Ninja Turtle toys here at the bottom. It's not like in stores right now about to pop up. There is a toy fair currently about to happen, and you guys know this. We have had this happen before. Let me see if I can pop them up. Godzilla vs. Kong toy fair. This is kind of how we got spoiled that Mechagodzilla was in that first Godzilla vs. Kong movie. Let me see if I got this here. All right. Because we had like these toys leak. I don't know if you remember. I made like a whole video on it. Freaking come on, man. Okay. Where we had Mechagodzilla versus King Kong. There was also other monsters that didn't end up showing up in the movie, but it's also where we got to see Kong's battle axe, a look of Mechagodzilla. So we're about to see that same sort of thing happen, but now with Godzilla X Kong, because Toy Fair is about to happen. And let's just discuss, what do we want to see? Now, I want to know if Godzilla's still going to keep his axe. I didn't spend money to buy that axe just to not have it be used in the new movie. I'd love Kong to still be wielding that axe and trying to fight. If Godzilla's going to get maybe a new form, a new type of power-up, is his glow going to change at all? Maybe. But that's going to look awesome. I love this artwork too. It looks like there's some ice in the background. It looks like that's kind of what they're hitting in the back. So could that maybe be a hint to the origin of this villain? Oh, I think I might have just cracked the case. Detective Chris is about to cook. Gather around, chefs. All right, we got ice in the background. We remember the theory or the plot point of Godzilla X Kong, the New Empire, is that they discover something that humanity's locked away for forever. Oh, that villain that we got. What's that? We still don't have a name, but the orangutan looking villain. Godzilla, let me see if I can pull him up. Godzilla X Kong villain, who's a brand new original villain. It's not someone that we have seen in the past movies. What if this boy is Captain America frozen in an ice tundra, and some monster out there accidentally breaks him free, and he's like, oh, I had a date. Dun, 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 dun. Captain America style, just like that. That could be happening here, or maybe we just get a battle with these Titans in the Arctic and snow flying around. That would honestly be awesome. We got a little bit of Arctic scenes in the Godzilla uh Kong movie. So I would honestly be very happy for that to happen. Let me just put some people here. Hang on one minute. And so that's what I want to see is kind of a better look toy of this new villain we have. Maybe they'll even show the name. If they have the packaging, just like these turtle toys down here, we might get what the villain name of this creature is going to be. Is it, I don't know, Frank? Frank the orangutan? That sounds pretty threatening to me. Frank coming at you. Watch out, Kong. That's what I would do. So that's what we're gonna see. Whether there's gonna be any other surprises in there. Don't forget, for a while we heard this movie was gonna be called Son of Kong, or that maybe Godzilla's son will be in here. Could we possibly get a toy to bathe, Tiny Kong, his child? He's got a family now. He found in Hollow Earth. I wouldn't doubt that. That'd be awesome, and that'd be also big motivation for Kong to like fight back if that orangutan is threatening his family. Kong is always the heart of these movies. So there's really a lot we can maybe see come this toy fair. Just got to keep your eyes out. Might be this weekend. I'm not fully sure. But if you're also someone that doesn't want to be spoiled and you just don't want to know anything about this movie, stay off the internet. Stay off them Godzilla fan pages and all those ones where they show you hairy cheeks' cheeks. They might show up there too. So don't be clicking on them pages. I'm gonna be looking forward to it. We'll see, man. But that's my theory right now. I got the ice, and with my deductive reasoning, I feel like yes, he's gonna be locked away ice style, and they're gonna melt him like an ice cube, and he's gonna go on this fighting rampage. I've cracked the code, guys. I'm so smart. That's why I have this channel. So that's what we got for Godzilla X Kong and the New Empire. That's gonna be fun. That is gonna be fun. All right, let me see what else we got cracking. I guess the only thing left would be Gen V, my friends. I guess let me pull up that then. Gen V, and then we get into the FNAF stuff, okay? For you spamming FNAF, okay? I'm a person too. Don't you want to hear about my thoughts in life and everything going on? Let me see. Is there like a good Gen V banner? I don't want to get too grotesque and bloody. Okay, so I'll make this a rather quick. So if you guys have not watched The Boys, super highly recommend it. If you're maybe a little young and your parents don't allow you, I understand. Just sneak it away without them knowing. No, don't do that. There's actually some pretty graphic stuff in there. I don't condone that. But we got this series, right? Gen V, which if you want a good explanation of it, the show is basically what if Sky High was rated R, okay? And we love Sky High. You remember that movie, Disney Plus? Why have you not done anything with Sky High? We need something there. But either way, that's what we got. It's set on a college, and we have a group of I'll pull it up here. We have a group of heroes here, which I'll describe to you their powers because they're kind of unique and wild. We have a group of college kids that are admitted into this crime-fighting college school, and they want to be big superheroes, just like the Seven, Homelander, and all those people, right? But there's a mystery afoot. Now, they've only released the first 3 episodes right now on Amazon, and that's what I've seen. As there's other people who have seen all 6 or however many episodes there are. And the lead up to this show and some of the trailers, people were not loving it. People were kind of like, this feels a little bit lame. This feels like, oh, they're just gonna like end up kidifying it. It's gonna turn into like just really dumb and cringy TikTok joke stuff like that. But honestly, all the trailers to me look great. I was like, this is good. And I think right now, what's it holding at? Let me see if I can see. Let me see what the Rotten Oh, geez, it's doing fantastic, man. It's 96% right now on Rotten Tomatoes. And so this is what we have going on. My thoughts based on the first 3 episodes, I'm really loving it. This is so interesting and intriguing. There are so many cool things that they were able to do in this The Boys world. I never wanted to end. At first, whenever it got announced that The Boys was getting a TV show, I was kind of sad because I'm a reader of The Boys comics. And I thought, no, give me a movie. I want a movie. The TV show has been way better than whatever the movie could have done because you get to flesh out these characters and really live with them. Now, I believe these are all mainly new original characters. So we have the main girl here, Marie, and her power is she can control blood. So she has to like cut herself in their hand. Blood comes out and she can control that blood. She can cut you. She can do all sorts of things. The first 10 minutes or 5 minutes of her origin, jaw to the ground. I was like, that's how she found out she had her powers. That's what happened to her within 30 seconds of getting her powers. That was wild. It is right up there to the level of the boys in terms of gore, shock value. It was insanity. And each one of them has an interesting power in here. We have I forget the actor's name, but he was in the Sabrina series. I really like him down here. It looks like he has the ability to manipulate metal. And so that's how he's kind of like Magneto, manipulates metal. That's cool. We have this girl over here. She's kind of like Mantis, so she can control your emotions. This girl right here, well, I was like, what did they do to her? She has the power to shrink like Ant-Man, right? But she can only do it if she throws up. What? Now, I know that sounds gross, nasty, and stupid, but in a weird way, the show makes it like so much more fun. Or just makes it work, because I've always liked that. Superheroes can get like godly powers, almost like the Flash or Superman, where they can just, so Flash is fast and he's like so fast in the world he can time travel. I like when there's shows or comic books out there where they give you a superpower, but you also have kind of like a handicap to it, and that's her handicap. It's like, yeah, she has this awesome power to shrink, but who wants to be throwing up constantly to do that? And that's cool. I know there's going to be some woke people here, but I am loving what they're doing. These two right here are actually one character. This is a person who can flip between being a boy or a girl, and they're doing some awesome commentary with non-binary and transgender people and what they deal with. I know people hate that and they get all work. No, the show is handling it tastefully, where it doesn't come off preachy. It's like great character development. But aside from that, there's a mystery going on. One of them is starting to see visions, and they have to figure out what's happening. The show is bloody. It's action packed. The characters are likable. I honestly really like Gen V. I'm still on the side of the boys of that being the better show, but this has the potential. It's got that Better Call Saul feel to it, where it's like, this could honestly maybe surpass the original. Wherever the story goes and what happens, it could surpass it. Now, from what I understand, this show is also meant to be how do I say it? The show is also meant to tie in to season 4 of The Boys. So whatever we see going on here, it's gonna end up tying into that, and that's cool. And there's small cameos from like The Boys. I wouldn't say there's huge ones, but overall, really liking the show. I think it's interesting. I think it's fun. I like this twisted idea of My Hero Academia freaking meets a rated R-ness. The commentary is working for me. Yeah, if you have not seen Gen V, Amazon Prime, most people have an Amazon Prime account. If you got Prime on just like your deliveries, then you have an Amazon Prime account. Check this out, 3 episodes. So I highly recommend that, and I think that's something worth watching. All right, guys. All right, let's see here. All right, guess we'll get to the FNAF stuff. For my people, Spam and Chucky, I'm just waiting for the show, man. It's almost coming. I was in California, Halloween Horror Nights, whenever the trailer dropped, so I couldn't make a video right then and then. And honestly, the trailer spoils a lot. So I'd rather kind of go in just enjoying Chucky. But I'm looking forward to season 3, and I'm going to definitely be doing my breakdowns as that's be coming out. So yeah, we'll definitely be talking about that. But all right, talking about FNAF, because I see some of y'all finally wanting to get into that. Let's go into the Five Nights at Freddy's talk here. Okay. So we have had people who have already seen the movie. This past weekend, there was people. Let me go to Johnny. Johnny's always great with that. Johnny Blocks. He's always great at compiling all the news together. So this is a screenshot of someone, and it is real. I was following a lot of the people. These aren't like fake, someone just makes it on their laptop and goes at an angle and goes, I'm watching the FNAF movie, guys. But this is surprising that there was like a good chunk of people that have already seen the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. Surprising for a couple of reasons. Now, there is some caveats, but one, the movie's a month away. Okay, this movie is basically coming out at the very end of October. We're a month out. Whenever the studio lets a group of critics see the movie that far out, that is confidence. That is them going, we believe in this movie, and we think we have something here that they'll enjoy it. So if we show it to them that far in advance, they can start spreading the hype. They can start spreading the awareness that Freddy Fazbear cheeks in here are bumping. You need to see the movie opening weekend. But the caveat is, they got to see the movie. They watched it. There's people out there that have witnessed the glorious FNAF, but they're not allowed to give their thoughts on the movie yet. They didn't say exactly when the embargo lifts. They said sometime in October, so it could be the first week of October. Maybe they want to time it with the tickets being on sale, because right now it's rumored that the FNAF tickets are coming out October 1st. So it could be very likely that the embargo is for the 1st of October. So there'll be a bunch of tweets and people saying, FNAF movie's good. By the way, tickets are on sale. Go get it. That would draw hype and that would be a big deal. But if we don't get the first reactions on October 1st for the FNAF movie, then not time to worry, but time to wonder. It could have just been that the studio was like, we actually don't know if this movie's good or bad. Let's just show it to critics and gauge the excitement or the enthusiasm for the movie. That's happened to me before. I forget what movie I went to go see. But I saw a movie as a critic, early screening, like a month ahead of time. And at first they told me you're not allowed to give your thoughts in like 2 weeks. But the movie was so good that once the screening was over and the people were like, oh, the buzz is good. You know what? You can actually put your thoughts in right now. So that could possibly be a thing. So maybe them holding off on it could be something. I'm thinking they're trying to time it to the actual release of the tickets. So that way we have people online talking FNAF and the first reactions are going good. But that'll be interesting to hear what people think. And you got to think most of the critics seeing this movie are not people who are fans of the games or like really played it, dive into the lores, watch hundreds of things online. These are just regular peeps. And so seeing a general reaction, I think, is going to be very important because don't forget, they have plans for 3 movies. In fact, I think we have comments here from Emma Tammy, the director of the movie. Let me see if I can pull them up. Oh, good old Johnny Block's always getting the stuff in there. So here we have uh, I think we would all feel so fortunate to be able to continue making movies in this universe and with these characters. It all depends on how things go with this first one, but should we be lucky enough to make more, I would absolutely want to be involved and I would feel lucky to be included in those sequels should that happen. I kind of hope they keep Emma Tammy. The production, the behind the scenes production of the FNAF movie has not been great. They went through so many rewrites and they fired director Christopher Columbus and whatnot. If Emma Tammy gets good reviews and people like it, let her come back. Let her have her time to shine and be known for this franchise. It would be so sad if they kick her out for someone maybe more name-worthy or recognizable. Because right now you hear Emma Tammy and you go, who? What's that? But if FNAF is good, you'll go, Emma Tammy, she did FNAF. That's cool. So yeah, there are small spoilers out there online, so be worried. Don't go looking. They are out there. Unfortunately, I had one pop up on my timeline the other day. I was like, what? Oh, man, I wish I didn't see that. But there are some people spoiling aspects of it. I don't think I'm going to want to cover that. I want to save that for surprises to some people. But still, that's it. This is a good sign. The studio let the critics see the movie. They have faith. If this movie was garbage from like the very beginning, they wouldn't let anyone see it. They'd be like, oh, let's wait to the week of, send those screeners at midnight, and then just be too late for everybody else. So, yeah, boys, I can't wait to hear the first thoughts. I'll definitely do a video whenever that comes out. But for right now, just know people have seen it. There's out there who have witnessed it. Lives have been changed. They're never going to go back the same after that. So that's what we got going on, my friends. That's what we got going on. All right, good stuff, good stuff. All right, let me get some of these super chatty chats that you guys have been getting into, and let's just hang out, my friends. Let's just hang out. Okay, Captain Marvel is so overhated. My favorite MCU. Man, I think it is definitely overhated movie. I think it's just fine. I don't think it's like terrible, but I also don't think it's great. I think it was just fine. It made $1 billion though, but I think it's because it was like the in-between movie before the big Avengers film. But yeah, I agree with you, and I'm excited for the Marvels. We'll see how that goes. Can't wait to see it. Went to see Saw X thanks to you, but I can't do gore. Oh man, then you good luck with that. You're gonna be squealing. I myself, who's used to gore and almost like seeing that stuff in my horror movies, I was going. It was pretty gory, but in a good way. I don't think like in a disgusting way. First time watching you live. Let's play a game. Oh my goodness. Yeah, let's do it, my friend. Thank you so much for tuning in though. Kiss a piece of paper and send it to me. Okay, what paper do I have right here? I have this. Oh, what is this for? Oh no, I don't want to do that. All right, I will find a nice piece of paper, put on Chanel number 5, and I'll send it to you, my friend. Hey, Chris, love the content. I always love when you talk about slasher movies, but what slasher do you think are underseen? Wanted Cry Wolf or Urban Legend recently. Super excited for Thanksgiving. You know who I think is underseen? I think you'd consider him a slasher character, the Collector. And I am so sad for what happened to the Collector, man. If you have not seen these two movies, guys, I recommend them. I think they're really good films. But here we have a guy who's named the Collector, and his whole thing is he collects. Surprise, right? But the first two movies are actually really good. You have the Collector and the Collection. Really good. And they were in the middle of filming a third movie called The Collected, I think is what it was going to be called. And then the pandemic happened, and then they just never went back to finish the movie. All the money went away, actors went away, people went away. They filmed, like, I don't know, maybe 2-3 scenes, and then it stopped. I really wanted to see the third entry in this movie because I like this character. It's kind of an intriguing dude. It's almost like, you ever seen taxidermy stuff? You know, like where people stuff dead animals and do things like that. That's kind of what he does to the human body, and he likes collecting that. But there was kind of an intriguing ongoing story going on, and I was really into it. The first film is great, especially like with Saw just coming out. There's almost like a Saw vibe because he sets up traps in the first movie. So yeah, this is kind of like an underrated character, and I need him to get some love because I need them to make that third movie. So I'm gonna say the Collector, my friend. That's who I'm gonna throw my hat in the ring. Watch Gen V as soon as it dropped last night, and so far I am loving it. It's on par with The Boys, in my honest opinion, and I'm hyped to see where it goes. I agree. Like, all the characters are interesting. It seems fun. I'm interested in the story. It's got me laughing. It's got me shocked. There are some things in there I wasn't expecting to see. CGI PP. CGI PP. It's in there, man. And it is huge. Okay, I'm just... Next question. Suffered through the Flash. It has redeeming qualities. I know it's like a meme and a thing to like hate on the Flash, and maybe there's good reason for it. You know, the Ezra Miller stuff, don't blame me. That's why it's not even worth defending. But I like the Flash. I thought it was a fun movie. It was very enjoyable to me. I think if there was no drama attached to the Flash, it would be a movie a lot of people would be talking about. But it's not. It flopped, and hopefully we get a new Flash in James Gunn's DCU. My elbow is giving birth tomorrow. Saw X hype. My elbow is giving birth tomorrow. I'm going to think about that for the rest of my life. Thank you for supporting me. All right, Kevin Cruz. Thanks for the support, my friend. Chris, my mom is Deborah Debbie and newly engaged. Hate to break the news to you this way, my friend, but we wanted to tell you it lightly. Me and Deborah forever, my friend. That's awesome. I knew there was a Deborah out there. I knew it. This scene looks straight out of Sonic Adventure 2 and Shadow's introduction. Oh, yeah. For the set photos for the Sonic the Hedgehog. Yeah, I mean, it's the first level for Sonic the Hedgehog, so it's cool that they're going to be throwing that in there. They're doing great stuff with like introducing it. I wonder if they're going to make it look like a wasteland in the way it looked for the first Shadow game. Chris, what Paw Patrol mighty movie? I don't know if I'm going to see the Paw Patrol movie. I didn't grow up with it. I don't know much about it. If I had a little kid with me, you know, a little baby of mine, definitely would be watching all the Paw Patrol in my world. Feels like a good movie to get involved. I still remember looking at these, like that one scene, and it like blew my mind that they made a movie like that. I was like, what? Let me see here. Like, if you guys have not seen this scene, like a Paw Patrol, I don't know, what's it called? Rain scene? It goes so hard for no reason. Like, why? It is like intense. Look, okay, here we go. Look at this. Look at these graphics they did for the Paw Patrol movie. This slow-mo, this thing. This is the equivalent to what Andrew Garfield looked like trying to save Emma Stone in Amazing Spider-Man 2. Look at this shot. Martin Scorsese is going, Paw Patrol is cinema. I don't know who made this movie, man, but they were like, the kids need to see. Look at that lightning. Paw Patrol has never looked so hard. So not enough for me to watch the movie. Again, I'll wait for a kid, but whatever it's like in the future and I got my little 3C next to me, I'm like, you're going to see one crazy scene, my friend. You think a dog can't jump in the rain? You about to find out. That's what we got going on here. Chris, give me your best. Brilliant. Hands, I think membership would do good on your channel. It's just an idea for you to think about. Yeah, I could maybe turn on memberships and do member-only live streams and stuff like that. I'm just like, I'm very fortunate for what I already have on the channel. You guys watch the videos, you guys leave comments, you click on them. I'm doing decently on TikTok. If you don't follow me on TikTok, I don't want to get greedy. I'm very happy where I am now. Let's say YouTube changes their algorithm or my channel gets demonetized, then I'll probably force myself to do like a membership or a Patreon just to stay alive because I got to feed my little doggies. But right now, I'm very happy with what YouTube gives me and what you guys are able to support me with. It like this means the world that this is my job. I can't believe it. So I would hate to like ruin it by getting so greedy with like membership page, Patreon, and here's my PayPal. Come see my OnlyFans. Although I know you guys want the OnlyFans. It's not going to happen yet. Wait till I'm canceled. Then the OnlyFans will happen. All right. Chris, me saying I would bite your ingrown toenail off got me banned. What? Well, obviously not, my friend. You're right here. If you were banned, you wouldn't be here, my friend. Saw music playing in your mind right now. Da-na-na, da-na-na, da-na-na. He's right. Low-key Shadow, the game is my all-time favorites. It was a fun game. I'm still wondering if they're going to give Shadow the gun in the movie, you know, because that was kind of like a controversial thing when the Shadow game was coming out. He has a gun. How could they do this to the Hedgehog? I wouldn't doubt they would do just a scene where he picks up a Glock and goes, "You want some of this smoke, Sonic?" It could happen. You never know, my friend. Chris, did I answer that already? What Paw Patrol Mighty movie? I just gave a big endorsement to Paw Patrol. I'm pretty sure I just sold 3 copies of Paw Patrol with showing you that one rain scene. So I did my job, Paw Patrol. Rip, Michael Gavin Dumbledore. Oh yeah, that is sad. I saw on TikTok there was people at the parks waving their wands in support. That is sad. R.I.P. man. R.I.P. indeed. It's never good to lose a soul. What's your favorite scary film? That's your name. Is that the question you're asking? If it is, it's either Scream or Nightmare on Elm Street 3. Those are my 2 bugaboos, my 2 ones that I really like. First live chat, man. Love what you do and taking the time to keep us updated on what's going on. You gonna see the creator looks good? Yes, I need to see the creator. I was just swamped with Saw stuff and wanting to do that. I do want to see the creator. I've heard mixed things. Some people come out going, it's fantastic, it's amazing, it's mind-blowing. I've seen other people go, it's good, it's just I was kind of hoping for more. So I wonder where I'll land on that. I'm definitely interested to see it. So yeah, added to my to-do list. Intrusive donates $1. Appreciate you so much. Okay, man. You must really want this Paw Patrol movie. I'm telling you. I endorsed it for you, my friend. I endorsed it for you. But thank you for the support. I appreciate it. And I'm sure Paw Patrol Industries appreciates it too. My jaw dropped seeing the critic reviews for Saw X. I'm telling you, it's wild. We have critics now that are willing to accept gore, violence, and nastiness. And there's one thing at the end of the Saw movie that like shocked me. I'm not going to say what it was, but it wasn't like a gore thing. It was a character they threw in a trap that I never thought we would see that type of person in a trap. And I'm like, oh, this is going to turn off so many people. This is going to be so bad. I can't believe they took the balls to do this, but it ended up working in the movie. I'll talk about it in spoilers, but I'm shocked and I'm glad Saw X is getting good reviews. People forgot that Halloween Ends still made $105 million on a $20 million budget, while also premiering the same day on Peacock. Yep, definitely not a flop. 100% right, my friend. Halloween Ends made buckets of money. That's a great profit margin for them, although not as great as whenever Halloween 2018 came out. I believe that one made $256 million worldwide. Now, granted, Ends and Kills came out at the worst time. I'm sure Blumhouse is still kicking their feet and upset about this. Kills and Ends came out during pandemic era. So they didn't get to make the full potential of their money. And the pandemic ruined so many different movies out there. Don't forget, Halloween Kills and Ends were supposed to be filmed back to back. I still wonder what Halloween Ends was going to look like if that plan went through. And they did film them back to back. Was Halloween Ends still going to be set on the same day? Was the story going to be completely different? I think a lot changed when they took that year break to film Halloween Ends. They got to thinking. So that's something we'll always wonder. And I'm curious how Five Nights at Freddy's is going to do. I think they're going to make a profit. They're not going to flop. It's going to be good, but will they hit 100 million? Will they hit 40, 50 million worldwide. We'll see. I know FNAF fans are like, oh, dude, it's going to make so much money. FNAF fans are out there. They are out there and they are allowed online, but will they leave their house in caves to buy tickets and see the lady in person and go, one for Freddy, please? We don't know. We don't know. So a lot of them might stay home and watch it on Peacock. The cock. Have you heard of Godzilla -1? I have. I've seen the trailers and it looks epic. I can't wait to check it out. I'm loving the design of Godzilla there too. He kind of looks really rad. Yo, thanks for being consistent with content. Honestly, you're my favorite source for movie and entertainment news. Thanks for the hard work and research. No problem, Joshua. I gave you an accent there, my friend. I hope that was accurate to what you sound like. If not, I apologize. I apologize. But I appreciate you supporting me, man. Appreciate it. Godzilla -1 again? Yes, my friend. I have heard it and I've seen it. I am excited for it. I'm gonna check it out. 3C Films. I hope Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire have been in Secret Wars Part 1 and 2. I hope it happens in Secret Wars Part 1 and 2. Oh, yeah. I'm also hoping they're in it, man. More Andrew Garfield than anything. I love Tobey, and I'm down to see Tobey. The current rumor that's like out there about Secret Wars, which take it with a grain of salt, it probably has like 2% truth, is that with like Secret Wars Part 1, we're going to be spending a lot of time in other people's universes, not the MCU. We're going to see this Kang invasion or like collision of multiverses through the point of view of other worlds. So we're going to see it through the point of view of the Fox universe. We're going to go into Sam Raimi's, Tobey Maguire's world and see it. Maybe Andrew Garfield's world. That's what excites me. I want to see what their worlds look like, what they're doing. Like that would just like kind of fill a hole in my Spider-Man heart to see Tobey in a house or an apartment with MJ and their child. Maybe see Andrew, being okay. Maybe he's got a new girlfriend or something out there, So we'll see if that happens. Again, it's a rumor. It's anything rumored with Secret Wars is 100% BS probably right now. But I remember hearing that and I was like, that'd be cool. That'd be cool. Thank you, Bryce Pro, for the 99-cent donation. Is there any Hunger Game news? We're just waiting on the Mockingbird. Is it called? What's it called? Ballad of Songbirds and something like that. Bees and Songbirds, the bees and the booze. I'm curious to see that, man. I like the Hunger Games series. I actually read the first Hunger Games book, guys. Am I better than you? You tell me. I'm just saying. No, but I remember I was in high school when the Hunger Game movies were coming out, and I had an English teacher who was horrible, but she loved the Hunger Games books and was like so like yappy about it. I was like, let me read this. Let me see what's it about. And I dug that first Hunger Games book. It was like it gripped me, and it was like one of the books I read like in a week. And I'm the kind of person from Drake and Josh where it's like you got to read a book. I don't have a year. It takes me months to finish one book because I space out from time to time. But that book, I remember I finished it so quick. But that was also my first experience being one of those people who watches the movie and then comes out going, the book was so much better. The book was better. I don't know if you know this, but the book was better, guys. Like, yeah, like I genuinely finally found out what that felt like because there was so much information, details, scenes in the book that didn't make it to the movie that I thought were so vital to like understanding motives or just getting involved in a heartfelt way towards the story. And so that was my first ever experience, that first Hunger Games movie, in finding out the book can be better than the movie, man. But forgot where I was going with that. But yeah, my friends, little 3C lore for you. You got anything about Chicken Run 2? No, it's just coming out on Netflix. We're just waiting on it. That first trailer looked pretty cool. I like the idea they have to sneak into the chicken factory because their kids are being turned into nuggets. They got barbecue sauce. Let them kids go. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that looks fun. That looks good. I'm gonna watch it. Where do you think the next Saw movie will fall in the timeline after Saw X or somewhere else? Now, I'll give like a small. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but I'm going to go way more in detail in my spoiler review, my friend. I appreciate you donating here, though. But there's still gaps to be filled. Like, if you look at something between, like, Saw 3. No, is it Saw 3? Saw 4. Which one is it? Yeah, like, between Saw 2 and Saw 3, there's about a 6-month gap. There's a 6-month gap in there. That's your whole territory of solo contained stories. 6 months. Because, by the time you got to like Saw 4, which was taking place during Saw 3, Eric Matthews has like a beard and they mentioned he was held captive for 6 months. So I think that's your window to do stuff. To what they will do, I'll get into that in my spoiler review, but I don't want to get into it here. But I think that's where they'll go next, is that window between Saw 2 and Saw 3, because there's a 6-month gap there of what we don't know what was happening with John Kramer and everybody else. Hi, Chris, huge fan. Can you give me a shout out? Well, Green Toad, shout it out. Oh, you just, it felt like Thanos getting an Infinity Stone right there, didn't it? Just, oh, that's what it feels like when you get a 3C film shout out. I think the Zelda movie is an awful idea. Link talking is going to be levels of cringe. Your thoughts on the Zelda movie? You know, since I'm not like that well versed in Zelda, because like I told you, I never played a Zelda game in my life until a couple of months ago. My friend, who is a big Zelda fan, he played a bunch of Zelda games growing up. He told me you have to play Breath of the Wild because they got Tears of the Kingdom coming out. You're gonna love it. And I was skeptical playing Breath of the Wild. It's a great game. It really is. And it gave me a small idea of the Link world and Zelda and all that kind of stuff. I definitely agree what you mean. You can't make a Zelda movie in the tone of the Mario movie, where it's all like happy, upbeat, silly, goofy. It kind of worked for Mario. I thought it was an enjoyable for Mario. Zelda and Link, they feel like much more serious characters in a much more serious world. And I just wonder how that would translate, because at the end of the day, it's still a kid, movie property and stuff like that who you're selling it to, although there'll be a lot of older audiences going in for nostalgia. So yeah, I agree. I don't know if it should be Illumination that handles it, but the current rumor right now is that Nintendo is looking for somebody to do it. I hope it's animated, but who knows? Maybe they'll do it live action. I think they'll do it animated though. I heard Insomniac will add the Spider-Man Lotus suit to the game, and it will automatically trigger a boss fight with Miles once you out. That's a good joke, my friend. You got me laughing. Spider-Man Lotus. What a wild situation in the internet. I still can't believe things happened the way they did, but also very much looking forward to Spider-Man 2, that game. Oh man, I'm counting down them days. Hey, 3C Films. I'm a senior in high school now, and I've been watching since sophomore year. Hoping to be a cinematographer outside of school. Love your content. Oh, that's awesome, man. That's a great job. Cinematography right there. You get to set the mood, set the tone with your lighting and skills. That'd be something I'd love to be able to have some skill in, my friend. So I wish you luck and thank you for supporting me. That means a lot. Gen V is on Prime. Have you seen it? Oh yeah, just gave my review. And if you missed my thoughts on it, don't worry. I'm gonna be cutting things up and putting them on the Clippity Clip channel, so you can watch it there. Rocco Granil just sends 99 cents. Appreciate you. What's up, Chris? I was already excited for Saw X, but after your Saw videos, my excitement has gone up even more. Oh, man, that means a lot, man. I love when we can build up a hype train with news videos or reviews, because sometimes that's the most fun part. Even before seeing the movie is the hype you feel with the fans and the community going in. And yeah, I'm just glad the hype and payoff here is going to be worth it with Saw X. I hope you like it for when you go see it yourself, my friend. Should I draw you as a pony again? Opinions on first. Oh, I would love to be drawn as a pony. Give me a nice swirly tail, a nice big dumple trunk, because that's what I am. If we're going My Little Pony style, make sure I have the little 3C on my buttocks, because that's the kind of pony I'd like to be. You're very welcome to draw me as a pony. I'm not against that. Love you. You're the reason I'm not embarrassed to like films. Oh, man, you should never be embarrassed. You should never, man. In today's world, whatever your freaking passion is, you can make money off of it, man. There is a community out there. If you're a fan of freaking, I don't know, collecting toenails, I bet you if you make a toenails TikTok account, you'll find some audience and maybe make a couple of bucks there. I don't know. Maybe that's not the best example, but never be embarrassed, man. I'm just happy I found my passion and my people that we could talk this stuff with. I'm going to start a solo nails channel now, guys. Hope you subscribe to it. What do you call a piece of doo-doo instead of a shell? A turtle. That's a good one, my friend. That's a good one, my friend. I want to have you in a film. If I ever make a film, that's a requirement. When you hit the subscribe button on this channel, or if you watch any one of my videos, you are legally required to put me in a film. And whether you get famous, whether you meet someone famous, you're required to take me with you, my friend, okay? And I wish I could say the same for you, but this relationship only works one way. I benefit, you get the entertainment. That's how it works. Any of y'all ever become Martin Scorsese, Steven Spielberg, you are required to give me a cameo, man. Please. Okay. Avatar 3, please come out when it was Avatar 3, please come out when it was supposed to. And when it was supposed to come out again and rip to the kid, and Avatar 2 was good, not bad. I think I need to see a doctor about my reading. There's something wrong with me because no way you guys sound like this every time. That must be me. Avatar 2 was good, not bad. I agree. I became an Avatar truther after Avatar 2. You guys remember every time we talked about Avatar coming up, I kept saying, oh, it's not gonna do that good. It's gonna be all right. It's gonna be kind of lame. And then I saw Avatar 2 and I was like, oh my god, I get it. It was an amazing experience. I am an Avatar fan. I've actually always been an Avatar fan. I was lying to you guys. It was a test. I've always been a fan. I was actually the first fan. James Cameron told it to me first in the bathroom. All right. Zaddy Chris, I'm a huge fan. Love your content. Off topic question. Are you into boxing? If so, are you watching this fight this weekend? Am I into boxing? Am I into boxing? Right there. Love and Thunder will tell you otherwise, my friend. I watch boxing sometimes. My dad is more into boxing. My dad is really into boxing. He likes to keep up with it. My dad even pays for like a streaming service that is only boxing fights. He's really into that stuff, so I'll watch it with him. I only really know Canelo. I used to watch, Oscar de la Hoya as a kid growing up. I don't know if you guys ever heard of Rocky Balboa. He was a really great fighter back in the day. I would watch his fights and stuff like that. But yeah, the fact that I don't know what the fight is is probably not a great sign to this, but I do respect boxing as a sport. I think it is awesome. I took boxing classes once, if that helps. Did I do good? Leave that to your imagination. I saw X yesterday. I loved it. My third favorite in the franchise. You should make an OnlyFans. I'll sub. What was that turn? What did we went from Saw X was good, man, to I kind of want to see you without clothes, Chris. I love this fan base, man. You guys are awesome. Like I said, if I get canceled, you never know. I really should stop. All right, let's go on. How modern will the new Bambi movie be? Oh yeah, I saw that. I guess we can discuss that. What does that even mean? Disney, like, are you just trying to piss us off? Are you just trying to give fuel to those woke channels that love to complain about everything Disney? There was an article that came out. What is it here? Where the creative team behind the new upcoming Bambi movie, not the horror Bambi movie that's being made with the Winnie the Pooh horror movie people, the actual Disney, they're saying that they will update the story to be more relatable to kids. Now remember, the opening of Bambi is having the mom die. I guess that's not relatable. So we're going to have the mom yell at you for being on TikTok and not doing your homework, Bambi. That's the way you become the mom relatable in there. I don't know what that even means. Not to spoil, here it says, not to spoil the plot, but there's a treatment of the mom dying in the original film that I think some kids, some parents these days are more sensitive about than they were in the past. And I think that's one of the reasons why they haven't shown it to their children. I mean, yeah, I guess I'll never understand a lot of this stuff until I have kids of my own. Sometimes I'll see my movie mutual friends talk about a film they're not letting their kids see, and it'll be like PG-13 or something like that. And I'm like, really, that's not that bad. I think I'd let my kids see that. But I guess until you have that little pipsqueak with their innocent soul and face in front of you, and you want to keep them as happy little people as ever, maybe you don't want to show them Lion King. Maybe you don't want to show them Bambi because it's like, damn, this it's kind of heartbreaking movies, right? But it just goes back to that thing of like with the Snow White movie, and they're literally changing everything about Snow White, from like the dwarfs, the Prince Charming, the way the story plays out. It's like you're literally just creating a new movie. What is the point of this remake then? Just so you have the brand recognition and swoop people in to see your movie? Feels kind of dirty, Disney. Where is the family magic? All right. Dick Ryder. No, YouTube deleted my whole account, and I have to make a new one. With a name like that, my friend, get ready to make a third one. I'm just telling you that right now. Appreciate the support, though. Love your content. Also, do you think we're getting Fat Suit Jim in Sonic 3, and we need director's cut of Suicide Squad? Maybe. I would like to see Jim Carrey in there again, but it might be too stuffed. I feel like they already have so many things going on with Shadow. My theory is if they bring back Jim Carrey for Sonic movie 3, they're going to bring him back as Gerald Robotnik, his great grandfather or his like dad, whatever it was in the lore. I think that's what it'll be. He could be in the fat suit because that guy's also fat. And then Jim Carrey could play a slightly different character. He could still be manic and crazy, but maybe a little bit more serious and deadly and not as jokey as Dr. Robotnik. That's my theory, but I don't know that for a fact. Name of the channel will be my future film studio, GCA Studios. Good name, my friend. Good name. If they should go ahead with the FNAF, do you think it'll be a prequel like the games, or do you think they'll go with something completely original? I don't know, because I'm curious. I still think with the first movie, they're basically going through like the first 3 games, right? And from there, where do you go? Do you start with Sister Location? Do you just maybe avoid that and start going to like the VR stuff leading into Security Breach? Like, what do you do there? I don't know. A prequel could be interesting, but I would only want it if you have Matthew Lillard there. And I don't know if they have the money to de-age or make them look younger and make him look younger and whatnot. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Original idea also wouldn't be bad because there's already so much stuff and fans are so connected to that lore. It would be cool to kind of just see them do their own thing for a little bit. Do you think there will ever be another FNAF movie if it's good at the box office? Oh, yeah. They're going to for sure try to make at least 3. They know the big fan base is out there. The question is if they pay for the tickets, if they go out to see this movie. I think it's going to make a profit. I just wonder how much of a profit they need for it to be like, yeah, let's do this. Have you seen the official trailer for Chucky Season 3? Yeah, and I think it looks great. I'm excited for it. I'm still hesitant to how jokey it'll be and goofy, but I'm going to put that campy stuff aside and try to enjoy the story they got going on in here. Whenever the show comes out, I'm going to be doing my breakdowns. Yes, just when the trailer came out, I was at Halloween Horror Nights, so I didn't have my equipment to be doing a breakdown there, and I feel like it's just already too late. Might as well just wait for the show. Chris, can you give me your best red lights? There you go, my friend. I want Robert Pattinson as Shadow. Also, creator? Robert Pattinson as Shadow might be interesting. I don't know if he really has like the voice I would want for Shadow. He's got a great Batman voice. He's got that going on, but a Shadow, I'm not sure. And I also don't think it's a role he'd take up, but you never know. Creator, plan to try and see it this weekend and hopefully get some reviews out for you guys. Did you control yourself next to Chica? Man, it was so hard trying to get up close to those animatronics, man. All those TikToks and people who go to Halloween Horror Nights made it look so easy. Now, I promise I'm gonna get that Halloween Horror Nights vlog video out. I've just been swamped with other content, but it's still on the agenda to be released. I feel like I didn't get a good enough footage with the FNAF characters, man. I was like, everybody was like circling them, cramming them. I'm like, excuse me, please. I have a YouTube channel. I need to get this footage. And then when I finally was alone with them, they were like, sir, you need to move. Sir, you need to go. Sir, you need to leave. And I don't like to cause a ruckus. So I got some footage in there. Hopefully it's good enough, but I didn't get to smell Bonnie, Chica, Foxy, or Freddy. And that will forever haunt me. That will forever haunt me. Did you know that there is a Batman Beyond movie coming this year? It's called Batman Beyond Year One Film. I've never heard of that, my friend. I've never heard of that. Batman Beyond Year One Film. I've never heard of it. Batman Beyond Year One Film. It says this is a 2002 fan film, but I have never heard of this. If you mean the fan film, then yeah, a fan film's coming, but not an official one here. And hey, I'm a supporter of fan films. Do what you got to do, my friend. But not an official one, unfortunately. I hope we get an official Batman Beyond movie someday. Hey, man, I love your stuff. Well, I love you, Cards. Thank you for supporting, my friend. Thank you for supporting. I don't care what Miguel O'Hara says. Miles is the best Spider-Man when he's like, whether he likes it or not. Miles is great. Miles is awesome. I'm still curious to what the arc is for Miguel, though, in the movie. If they're going to have him stick to his guns of being the bad guy, or he's going to end up becoming, more friendly towards Miles, maybe see the wrongs of his ways and help him out on his mission against Spot. That's what I'm hoping happens. Chris, Red Lights compilation when? I got to get to working on it every time I've said it. I think it started in my Halloween review series when I was doing those movies. Maybe. Hey, Chris, what is your favorite movie of the year? Red Lights. My favorite movie of the year. Let me look at my letterbox. What do I have? I think Let me see what my favorite. I need to update my letterbox. I am very behind on it, man. I am terrible with organization. I don't know how I make all this content for you guys. Let me see. On my letterbox, what do I have as like my number one best movie so far? I have Spider-Verse, Across the Spider-Verse still as my number one. And then John Wick. And then I think I need to update it from there because I think those are still the top ones. Across the Spider-Verse, John Wick. But there's a lot of other movies I need to see. Like I want to see Past Lives and things like that. There's some movies out there I need to see, my friend. Movies out there I need to see. Tunes 2. Thank you so much for the support. Saw X, 86% critics, 90% Rotten Tomatoes. It is mind-blowing, man. I still can't believe Saw is doing that good. But it's a good time to be a Saw fan, man. Thank you so much for the support. Hello, Chris. Hello, Chris. There has been a little contract floating around for Sonic 3. All I have to say is live and learn. Oh, interesting. I will look into that, my friend, see if I can find more details on that. Thank you. Have you heard of the rumors that Matthew Vaughn being attached to direct The Authority for DC? I recently read the 1999 comic run. I'm excited. Yes, I did hear that rumor. I like Matthew Vaughn. He did the Kingsman movies and Kick-Ass. Love Kick-Ass. But the source was like some janky website that does gossip and things like that. It didn't seem that credible. But Matthew Vaughn was like always one of my top choices to direct a DC movie, specifically a Superman movie, because I do think he has a good eye for comic book films and I like his action directing. I thought he would be awesome for Superman, but hey, The Authority would be cool if Matthew Vaughn is involved. Yeah, I recently saw he put out that trailer with, oh my God, they gave him a terrible haircut. What was it? Henry Cavill Argyle is what it's called or something like that. Argyle. My God, they like, what did they do to my boy Henry? Is that the effect I have? Maybe do I need to stop doing it to my own head? Let me see here. Is this making my head look bigger? My forehead is maybe not that huge. Jesus, my forehead is huge. I don't know, man. I'm like, Henry's head was not like that. Something happened to Henry on this set. The Henry Cavill clone factory is hard at work right now somewhere. I still can't believe they gave him that haircut. Excited for the movie though. Excited for the movie. Let me see. Yeah, it looks cool, but like that's the Henry Cavill I know. How you doing, Poppy? How you doing? TJ Boggs, can you be my sugar daddy? Unfortunately, I already have 2 other people, my friend, so gonna have to wait for one of them to pass away. What do you think about the Tomb Raider and DMC anime? Oh yeah, the Tomb Raider one looked awesome. I think that's the only one I looked at, but the Tomb Raider one looks awesome. I've always been a fan of Tomb Raider. I like some of the most recent games. I'm curious what they're going to do with the new movie and TV show they have coming up, but the anime looks awesome. I like the art style for it. I'm in Texan YouTuber. Hope to get like you one day, and I would also be awesome if we got a Wolverine PS5 game cameo in the new PS5 game. I believe Insomniac actually already came out and said that the Wolverine game and the Spider-Man game are not set in the same universe, and that's fine with me. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but I remember reading that or hearing that somewhere. But yeah, that would be cool. Or if not, maybe there's like a little hidden Easter egg teaser trailer thing in there they can throw in where you have to like unlock it and find it. That would be cool. I can't wait to get more details on their Wolverine game. You and Boba Talks are my 2 favorite YouTube channels. Hey, Boba Talks is great. A lot of awesome DC content. If you guys haven't gone to him, go check him out. Does a lot of great DC talk. Yeah, thank you so much. Avatar 3 date, please come out on the same date too. I think that's still for next year in December. That's still next year in December. Hopefully we get it, man. I can't wait. Chupapi Muñeno. Thank you, Sauce Man. Seeing Saw X with my brother in 2 hours. Seeing your review is getting me hyped AF. Hashtag love John Kramer. Hashtag appreciate you, my friend. Yeah, man, I hope you really end up liking it. I walked away so happy. It was also cool just to have a packed theater for a Saw movie. You get to hear people laughing, people squealing, and those clapping at the end. And during the mid-credit scene, people were also clapping. So it was just awesome. I hope you get the same experience. Hey, Chris, hope you're doing well. My question is, have you seen the trailer for the 60th anniversary of Doctor Who? I am so hyped, especially the David Tennant back. Man, I'm a fan of like everything and anything out there, but there's some stuff I don't get into, and I never got into Doctor Who. I never watched it, so I am happy for you as a Doctor Who fan. If not, I recommend Joe on TikTok. He's a big a Doctor Who fan. I've been seeing him post a bunch of stuff, so maybe he's good to follow for Doctor Who content. But I never watched that. There's just some things you don't get around to. Not that huge on Star Wars, not a big James Bond fan, not a big Doctor Who fan, but that's what makes us all interesting people, okay? I'm sure there's someone out there who doesn't even like Chucky, and don't even meet me, man. Don't even come to my birthday party. But that's awesome. I hope you like the Doctor Who stuff. That's cool. Have you talked about Michael Myers? Yes, I did. And if you missed it, don't worry. I will clip it and put it on the 3C Films clip channel. It'll be on there, my friend. I've been watching your channel for a little bit now, and I love your commentary on films. Keep up the good work. Do you think AMC will do a FNAF promo? I don't know. I'm still curious if they're gonna bust out popcorn buckets, man, because that I have it in the I have one right here. This thing is dope. It's so awesome, man. I can't believe Cinemark really cooked. I love this thing, man. Why are popcorn buckets so awesome now? I hate this. I'm a Funko Pop collector. I shouldn't be collecting more stuff, but man, you make something like this, Cinemark, I gotta collect it. And I remember I got hyped whenever this came out, and I had someone comment under it, they do this for every movie. Every movie gets a popcorn bucket 3C. 10 movies in, this is the first popcorn bucket ever for a Jigsaw movie, or at least one like this. I know there's been tin ones, but they've never made cool, exciting stuff. Now, this one lights up, but this one I bought for a friend, and I don't want to... Oh, what did it light up? Oh, the tag's already been taken out, so I think I need to replace the batteries on this one because it doesn't light up. But it's just awesome, my friend. And I said it, I'm collecting all these, and I'm going to do a tier list ranking of all the popcorn buckets, man. I got so much. I got the Optimus Prime-mobile. I got the Vin Diesel Fast and Furious. I got the Barbie car. I got the Ghostface. Oh, that ranking video is going to be fun to do. I don't know how you rank popcorn buckets, but I'll find a way. I will find a way, my friends. Are you going to play the Suicide Squad game? Honestly, nah. I was excited. Did it already come out too? I don't know why I thought it felt like it already came out. I was excited for it at one point, and then I saw the latest gameplay footage where it looked more just like a random shoot 'em up of like this open world, just shooting. It kind of killed it for me, unfortunately. I'll watch gameplays of it though. Your Halloween studio makeover video has inspired me to go out and get stuff to make my room spooky looking when I film my TikTok and YouTube videos. Hey, that's awesome, man. I've had so many of you guys comment that. It's like, after I saw your video, I went spooky shopping. That's what I do, man. Get you in the Spooky Mama season. Favorite horror movie? Go. Scream or Nightmare on Elm Street 3. Right now, I'm feeling Nightmare on Elm Street 3. It's like a campy comfort film. I know it's not like amazing masterpiece, but I love Freddy Krueger. I love the kills. I love the creativeness in it. Fun characters. I just like Nightmare on Elm Street 3. What should be in season 2 of Moon Knight if there is one? I don't think there is going to be one, my friend. It's honestly a little too late. The next thing we'll see with Moon Knight is if they make that Midnight Suns movie that they're supposedly planning. But we'll see, my friend, man. Kevin Feige's got so much stuff going on, and Bob Iger's now mentioning they're going to slow down production. Who knows what they do next? But Moon Knight was kind of a cool character, and I'd love to see him again, especially because they left the door open with that third personality, the Vaya con Dios. That's what he said, right? I think so. If you're going to buy Halloween, you would have to use Michael and not do an anthology, because why buy it if you're going to make a completely new story? I agree with you, but you could do both. Buying the licensing gives you the opportunity. So that's why I'm hoping with like the TV show side, they maybe do the anthology route and give us aesthetically separate Halloween stories, things like that. But yeah, you're right. If you're buying and spending millions on the rights to Halloween, you're doing it for Michael Myers. Like, it would just be so dumb of you to like wait to spend that much money and risk it with a random Halloween anthology, which would be awesome. But I think like even Trick or Treat, the movie with Sam, that's like a big Halloween and we see all the time around this season, I don't think that movie did that great. I'm still waiting for a sequel to Trick or Treat, which they keep saying they're going to make, but nothing new. So it'd be too risky. Halloween is just Michael Myers' property. What are your thoughts on the FNAF security breach and the Ruin DLC? Did you have fun with the game? So security breach, I had fun. I never got around to playing the Ruin DLC, but I did see other people play it, and that was fun. It's just I hate it, man. As a content creator, it's just like you have to separate your time. It's like I could sit down and play this video game if I want, but if I'm not recording it and making content, I should be watching this show or I should be watching this movie. I need to be doing this video. So I know it's like a first world problem and stuff like that, but yeah, sometimes it's just that's where I be a consumer and I watch my favorite gaming YouTubers and they do that stuff and I get to consume the product. But when Spider-Man 2 comes out, that's one of those things I got to play for myself. Curtain Calls, thank you so much, man. Appreciate the support. Chucky versus the Leprechaun. Thoughts? I'm going to go with the Leprechaun. He's got way more magical abilities. Chucky is very ruthless, and I love Chucky. I love Chucky more as a horror icon than I do Leprechaun. But I'm going to be honest, Leprechaun is just kind of OP. Now, if Chucky finds out his weaknesses, then maybe we got a battle going on. If Chucky has Tiffany along his side, maybe we got a battle going on here. But I'm going to go honest, based on power level, that Leprechaun would probably kick his little tushy. Hey, Chris, any news on the Welcome to Derry show? Also, can you say hi to my girlfriend, Lauren? She's a huge fan. Well, hello, Lauren. It's nice to see you. If he's not nice to you, my socials are in the bio. Just kidding, Lauren. But the Welcome to Derry show, like a lot of stuff, it was just put on pause because of the Hollywood strike, right? So I think they were filming it at one point because we saw all these set videos pop up and whatnot, but I don't think they got to finish it. Now they'll probably be able to finish whatever episodes they had left, but as of right now, we haven't heard anything. And even then, they can't finish those shows because the actors are still on strike, so they can maybe polish up a couple of the final episodes, but no updates yet. But I'm curious to see what happens, man. Curious to see what happens. What's your favorite 1 to 6 scale figure in your collection? My Freddy Krueger one, the one I have on the set, the Freddy Krueger one. I just love it, man. Just with his claw out and everything. Ooh, I love Freddy Krueger. The second one would probably be my Ghostface one. I like the robe and how shiny it looks and the way Ghostface had looked. But Freddy Krueger is my first one. Any Shrek 5 updates? No. Illumination, where are you at with the Shrek 5 news, my friend? You teased us at the end of Puss in Boots: The Last Wish with going to meet some old friends. Far, far away, and that classic little Shrek jingle. Where is it, man? Where is Shrek 5? I actually got a little Shrek joke in my vlog for Halloween Horror Nights, so look out for that in the video. Hey, Chris, what are the expectations for the FNAF movie? I want it to just be fun. I'm not expecting a great movie. I'm honestly expecting it to maybe have a rotten score on Rotten Tomatoes. I know that sounds bad or whatnot, but I just feel because Scott was so heavily involved, he's going to try to make a lot of the lore work. And that lore might not translate so well in movie form. And I just think a lot of the general audience who is going to be doing a lot of the critiquing and critics might be a little turned off by it or be a little weird to it or be like, this doesn't make sense. It makes perfect sense in the video game, right? But not here. So I don't know. I am kind of expecting critics not to love it, but I think fans are going to enjoy it. And as long as it's fun and you get to see your cameos of your favorite YouTubers in there or stuff like that, they're going to enjoy it. So I think it's still going to be an enjoyable movie. We'll just see if it's a great film. Now, if it gets a high Rotten Tomatoes score, I'm going to be like, wow, we are definitely getting these 3 movies then. Thoughts on the Marvel's runtime? Pretty short. Yeah, but I don't mind it. Short, sweet, to the point. I mean, they know there's a stupid large fan base online that just love to complain about anything involving superhero women and Brie Larson. It looks like it's just going to be a fun little dumb adventure. I'm down for it. I think that's great. It doesn't need to be long. If anything, I prefer it being short. Can you go see Saw X with me? I have no one to go with. Well, where are you located, Debut Plays? Maybe I will, maybe I won't. Who's buying the snacks? If you buy them, maybe I show up. Maybe I don't. I don't know. Wolverine and Spider-Man are in the same. Are they in the same universe? Okay, I stand corrected. That is awesome. Then I know in the Spider-Man games, Spider-Man talks about the Avengers, and the Avengers Tower was there at one point. I don't know if they removed it or not, but I remember there was a line where he's like, "Yeah, the Avengers. Wonder where they are. Don't see that much." But I doubt they would ever expand that part of the world. In the first Sonic movie, Maddie and Tom's dad was protecting in Green Hills for 50 years. Imagine Tom finding out that his dad was a secret government agent who shot Marie, and if they make him important to the story. I think that's a huge possibility, my friend, because again, if you don't know the lore of Shadow and stuff, because at the end of Sonic 2, we see Shadow, and he was cryogenically frozen there for 50 years, and that kind of goes in with the story of the games. You know, he was built a long time ago and whatnot, and there is a line in that first Sonic movie that for 50 years this Donut Lord's family has been there. So that would be awesome if they try and tie all these things together and whatnot. I'd be down for that. That would be cool. Will we get a Chicken Run 2 review? Yeah, I think so. I'm nostalgic towards that first Chicken Run, so I'm definitely going to want to give you my thoughts on that. Yeah, when that comes out. When's the Halloween Horror Nights vlog? Man, I gotta edit it. Right now it's gonna be a while because I'm aiming for like October 1st to oh geez, never mind. That's like coming up in a couple of days. Because I still gotta do my spoiler review for Saw, and I want to do maybe a ranking of the movies with other things thrown in there. So I gotta do that. Whatever news pops up, but it is coming. It is coming. Minecraft movie script is finished. Yeah, that's what the Variety article said, that the script is finished and they're waiting to start filming it in 2024. Hopefully that ends up becoming true, my friends. Hopefully. Michael versus Jason now with A24 swooping in both. It's possible, but it would only happen in TV show format because A24 only has the rights to TV Jason. They don't have the movie rights to Jason because the movie rights are still kind of iffy and all over the place, and other people are how do I say it? Other people are still trying to figure out how to swoop that. So if it does happen, it would be in TV show format, which would be kind of cool, but admit it. If you Jason and Michael are fighting, which is honestly a pretty good pairing for a fight, you'd want to see that in a movie, not a TV show. First super chat, huge fan since 2018. Question: what did you think they could go do back-to-back Saw films each summer if this does good in the box office? I don't know if they do that because maybe that's kind of like what made them bad, is rushing them and making just a movie every year nonstop. I think we're still going to get another Saw movie after this one. Not saying that this one teases something, but there's a possibility they could. And yeah, but I think it'll be like 1 year after another. So not next year, but then the year after that, maybe we do. But it would be cool. I wouldn't mind it. I like your Scooby-Doo t-shirt. Did you ever play any Scooby-Doo games on the PS2? I did play one of them where you play like a Scooby-Doo and you're jumping for Scooby snacks. I remember that, but I got stuck like on level 2 or something. I was a kid who didn't read the manuals. I didn't have YouTube to watch gameplays and figure out the secrets. If I didn't know how to pass level, that game was dead to me. And that's what happened with the Scooby-Doo game on PS2. 3C After Dark reviews win. Maybe soon, maybe not. Who knows? Hi, first super chat. I want to say I'm a big fan of your work, and I wanted to ask if I could interview you for my podcast. Well, shoot me an email or a DM, my friend. We'll see if we can schedule something. No promises, but I'd be down for that, my friend. I'd be down for that. Okay. We have here favorite anime aside DBZ and My Hero Academia. I'm going to be a basic little girl, but I recently made my friend watch this because he was wanting to get into anime. I'm a sucker for Death Note. I Death Note, like, since he started rewatching it, I watched one episode and I was like, man, I want to rewatch this whole thing. Death Note, I really like. Trying to think of like other things that I have seen. One Punch Man is fun. Chainsaw Man has been really good, but I want to see what continues on with that. Attack on Titan is great. I'm not like a huge Attack on Titan fan. I do like it. I like the story overarching, but it's not like mind-blowing amazing to me. Who knows? Maybe I need to jump on One Piece like some of you guys after seeing what they did with the Netflix show. But I would go Death Note just to be basic. Just to be basic. It's my perfect victory. I win. Oh, God. I quote that all day. Finished Fiona and Cake and cried. 10 out of 10. Why does that sound familiar? Let me look that up. Fiona and Cake. That sounds so familiar. I feel like I've heard people mention that. Oh, the Adventure Time spinoff. All right, I got to give it a shot, man. I got to give it a shot. Thank you for letting me know about that. That's good to have on my radar. Do you think Exorcist Believer will be any good? I've been honest with you guys. No, I'm fully expecting me to not like Exorcist Believer. I do mention it in my Halloween Horror Night video vlog. When I go through the Exorcist house. The house maze for the Exorcist Believer at Halloween Horror Nights, made me more excited for the movie than the actual trailers and marketing material. If the movie's anything like what I saw in the maze, I'm kind of pumped. But we'll see. I'm hoping it surprises me. I am hoping it kind of surprises me. Favorite Chucky kill. My favorite Chucky kill. I'm trying to think. Favorite Chucky kill. I like whenever he uses almost like like it's just so simple to say like the teacher, but I just love the way he looks and the way he's walking out of the classroom holding the ruler, and it's like you don't even get to see the kill, you just get to see the ruler from the window and as it moves far away. That's a really great shot. I'm trying to think of like what's another one that's like really on my list that the Bride of Chucky one where Tiffany throws the champagne and it falls on the waterbed and it splashes to eventually turn it into red. That was honestly a great kill. I think I'd go with that one. I really like that one. High school DxD. If I know what that meant, maybe, my friend. Have you watched Supernatural? Yes, I've only gone up to like season 13 or 14. After that, I always lose interest. I love some of the earlier in the Supernatural seasons, but then after like season 10, 11, I start losing interest and I never finish it. So I've watched it before and then I made my girlfriend get into it because she'd never seen it and I knew she'd like it. But then once we got to season 10 or 11, I just didn't even want to continue. I like lose interest after a while, but I'm like, I want to see how this show ends. But I start to lose interest after a while. So yeah, I do like Supernatural, but like the early season stuff up to like season 10, 9. All right, my friends, I think that's where we're going to call it to the end of the day. I want to thank you so much for coming onto this live stream and being here with me. You guys are amazing, fantastic people. I love y'all faces. Check out the Saw X spoiler review on the channel coming up. Oh, Certified Goat dropped in one more super chat asking favorite Avenger or Spider-Man. Favorite Avenger other than Spider-Man would be Captain America. That would be my answer right there. But either way, I love your guys' faces. Y'all are amazing. Have a wonderful weekend. And I'll see you on the flippity flip.